In this video, I'm going to give you a tour of one of the online courses that was recently created at UWEC, and the goal of this tour is to show you some of the best practices in online course development in a real course that has been taught. So this is Physics 315, The Mysterious Universe, which was taught the summer of 2013 by Lyle Ford in physics. So on the first page here, this is what the students see right when they come into D2L. And one of the best practices exemplified here is that Lyle has made frequent use of the news tool. So this is a way to keep in touch with the students as the course is going on, maybe give them group feedback, as he's done in the research paper and other stuff note. And you can use it sort of like you would do announcements in a face-to-face class. You can see that Lyle has posted almost every weekday in this class. So these are the last few because the course has already been taught. So he has frequently been checking in and leaving notes for the students so that they know that he's engaged in the class. So moving on to the content page. The entire course consists of 6 HTML pages, we call them. So here in the introduction to the course, all the pages look quite similar with this banner at the top. Lyle chose this image as something that exemplified his class, and our graphic artist put it together with the text here and created the pages in Dreamweaver. So this is all stuff that occurs behind the scenes that you do not need to be involved with. We'll simply get them set up for you and show you how to edit and type in them if you would like. So the introduction includes a welcome, which is an overview of the class. And then there's an instructor introduction here. And then at the bottom is some standardized contact and technology wording that we will offer you to use if you would like, or you can edit it to be something else if you prefer. And then at the bottom are the things they need for an introduction, such as the syllabus. And Lyle wanted them to be aware of the research paper criteria right away in the course. And then usually there's a link to the introduction discussion board here too. So the beauty of these pages is that the students click right where the instructions are, and then it will take them to where they need to go. Also the syllabus, if you click on it, it will download that. And then it instructs them to move on to Module 1. So this module again opens up with the banner. And now there's an introduction to the unit and the outcomes for this unit. So this is what the students will be accomplishing. Since this is the first content module, there are some technology tips here. And then the format Lyle chose for his content, because it was an 8-week class, it was a little bit longer than a lot of the 3-week classes we help people with. He put his content on the left side, which is primarily in video format, and then the assignments that draw upon that content in the right-hand column. So a best practice shown here is that he's kept his videos quite short. His videos are rarely longer than 10 minutes. So in an online class, you can have as much content as you need to help the students understand. We just highly recommend breaking it down into small chunks because students online can become distracted quite easily. So in this class, assignments are due Monday, Wednesday, and Friday by 8 a.m. He liked the 8 a.m. due date because he wasn't going to be grading until shortly after 8 a.m. anyway, so he figured if they're going to stay up all night working, they can do that if they choose. So here's the Manage Grades page from Lyle's class. This will kind of explain to you how the assessment plan was created. So in his class, homework is 25% of the grade, and then within that 25%, each assignment is only worth 4.8 or 7.1% of that. So a best practice that he's exemplifying here is frequent low-stakes assessments to ensure that the students are regularly engaged with the content. He has 19 of these homeworks, and then for his discussions, he also has 19, and that's worth 20% of the total grade. And then he has 4 tests that are worth 35%, a research paper that's 10%, and a final exam that's 10%. So to recap, in this class, some of the best practices exemplified are frequent use of the news tool, the use of HTML pages on the content that include links within them, so that the students can click on things exactly where they need them and they don't get confused about what is due when. Short videos overall is another best practice. And then, as I showed you on the grades page, frequent low stakes assessments in combination with higher stakes assessments is another best practice.